Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this.
Sources: Club puts Liverpool target on transfer list, €85 million offer conceal the deal. Rodrigo could be on the exit door at Real Madrid this January, and Liverpool and Arsenal are preparing their buy. Sources close to the agent's industry have informed Cardiff side, with limited minutes under manager Xabi Alonso and competition from Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. Real appear ready to listen to serious offers for the Brazilian winger, since the arrivals of Mbappe and the continued prominence of Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo's role at Real has diminished. Despite his undeniable talent, the 24-year-old, who normally operates on the wings, has seen sporadic playing time. With only a handful of starts this season, Rodrigo has struggled for playing time this season. Rodrigo has only played 330 minutes in La Liga this season. Madrid's stance appears increasingly pragmatic. The club has told interested parties they would consider letting Rodrigo go, provided the offer is high enough. As per Cardiff side sources, Real Madrid are willing to accept an offer in the region of €85 to €90 million for the Brazilian attacker. The Reds, currently in a transitional phase after the impending exit of some senior attackers, see Rodrigo as a high-class option to refresh their frontline, given his pace, dribbling and versatility across wide and forward roles. He is being eyed by the club to take them into the post-Mohamed Salah era. As for Arsenal, under Mikel Arteta, the Gunners are seeking added depth and quality. Out wide, Rodrigo has been on their radar, and sources suggest they could match Madrid's asking price if the player expresses a desire to leave. While rumors continue linking Rodrigo to several big clubs, Liverpool and Arsenal currently lead the chase. For Rodrigo, the upcoming transfer window could be career-defining. A move to the Premier League might offer guaranteed minutes, a starring role rather than a bench position, and a chance to reignite his career. From Real Madrid's view, cashing in on Rodrigo, while their front line remains stacked, is a sensible decision. With his diminished role, a ready buyer list, and a price tag now lower than in summer, January 2026 stands out as a likely turning point in his story. Mark Guehi transfer latest. January chances slim amid Liverpool plans. Liverpool failed in their attempts to sign Mark Guehi over the summer, but their interest remains. However, a deal with Crystal Palace in January is viewed as unlikely. Guehi was poised to join Arne Slot's side on deadline day with a £35 million deal agreed, only for Palace to pull the plug late on. The centre-back has restored his focus to the club he captains and has started all but one game across the Premier League, UEFA Conference League, Carabao Cup and against Liverpool in the Community Shield. With the January transfer window approaching, however, speculation over a mid-season move to Anfield will increase. Liverpool still interested in Mark Guehi, but according to The Athletic's Greg Evans, the chances of Liverpool signing Guehi next month are seen as slim for a variety of factors. Of course, a departure to Liverpool is still not ruled out, with Sky Sports reporting last month that they are the only side viewed as possible contenders for a deal in January. Liverpool want a centre-back, boosted by Real Madrid. Either way, it is clear that Liverpool want to sign a new centre-back, whether that is in January or more likely next summer. That comes with Ibrahima Konate's future yet to be resolved and Joe Gomez expected to move on when the opportunity presents itself, having attracted interest from AC Milan in the summer. Giovanni Leone is currently ruled out until late 2026 after tearing his ACL, leaving 34-year-old Virgil van Dijk as the only settled option in the position. If Liverpool do push to sign Guehi at the end of the campaign, they would almost certainly face competition from a number of clubs in the Premier League and abroad. But interestingly, The Athletic's Mario Cortegana reports that, despite links with the Spanish giants, Guehi is not a priority for Real Madrid at present. Real Madrid have also informed Liverpool that they have no interest in signing Konate despite the Frenchman's impending status as a free agent. Liverpool could feasibly look to tie Konate down to a new long-term contract while also signing Guehi in either a cut-price deal in January or for free in the summer. That would solve the centre-back position for the long term, with Konate, Guehi and Leone all top-level options as Van Dijk nears the twilight of his career. **** How to watch Fulham vs Man City in US and UK TV channel, live stream, early team news. * 4 points ahead of Liverpool and sitting in second place in the Premier League table. Manchester City will face a tricky-looking game with Fulham next, looking to close the gap to Arsenal. The Gunners face Brentford on Wednesday, kicking off 45 minutes before Liverpool takes on Sunderland. But Manchester City is first up, fresh from Phil Foden netting a late winner against Leeds United on Saturday. Rodrigo and Mateo Kovacic are set to be absent for Manchester City. Anthony Robinson and Rodrigo Muniz are the two players missing for Marco Silva's men, who won 2-1 at Tottenham a few days ago when Kenny Ted and Harry Wilson scored. In the UK, the match is set to be on Sky Sports Main Event and Sky Sports Premier League, and can be streamed via the Sky Go app. In the US, the game will be available to stream live on NBC. Marco has been there many years and always it has been a really tough game, Guardiola said in his pre-match press conference. It will be difficult. The organization is exceptional and every year with the ball they're even better. A tough opponent. I saw their games against Chelsea, Arsenal and Sunderland and always it's so difficult for the opponent to break them up. Always. It has been in this beautiful stadium in London. Guardiola also spoke about Foden, who was the hero at the weekend when Manchester City had let a 2-goal lead slip at the Etihad Stadium. Hopefully, he can stay all his career here. He's a special player, a Man City fan from the academy. There are no doubts on that, Guardiola said. In terms of becoming a captain if he wants to become one. Yeah, but captains come from themselves and their behavior on and off the pitch. It depends on him. On the pitch, he's always been like that, a leader. He's not a guy to talk much in the dressing room, but on the pitch, he never hides behind the scenes or what's going on. He always took responsibility from day one. He has an incredible presence on the pitch. Foden has been in good form at the start of this season, and Guardiola was also asked about the prospect of him aiming for 20 goals in all competitions. He's done it in the past, Guardiola said. The year we won the last Premier League title and made it 4 in a row, he was the best player. I don't know how many goals he scored, but he had a lot. The success isn't just the strikers, but especially the wingers and attacking midfielders. Gundogan scored a lot of goals in our treble year, so we need that. * Mo Salah's reaction to Liverpool benching tells you everything about star as Slot names AFCON exit date. * Liverpool manager Arne Slot has revealed that Mo Salah was far from happy at being left out of the Reds side that beat West Ham on Sunday, while 6 pundits have given their take on the Egyptian's axing and what happens next. Salah's 250 goals in Liverpool colours ensure his place among legends. Now the club's all-time third top scorer of all time, the Reds landed themselves one of the bargains of the century when paying Roma £36.9 million for the player back in summer 2017. Now into his 9th season at Anfield, there have been signs this season that Salah's powers are on the decline and he is no longer as effective as he once was, following a 4-game goal-scoring drought and amid criticisms of his work rate. Salah was dropped to the Liverpool bench for Sunday's must-win match at West Ham, a game a much-relieved Arne Slot saw his side win 2-0. That was the first time Salah had been left out of a Premier League game by Liverpool in 18 months, leading to claims that it is the beginning of the end for the 33-year-old as a Reds regular. Now, Slot has addressed how Salah took the news in a press conference to preview Wednesday's game against Sunderland. However, rather than sulk about his bench role, Slot has warmly praised Salah and says he was fully supportive of his teammates and actions that show fans all they need to know about his character and dampen claims of a possible falling out. It's a fair assumption that he wasn't happy to be left out, Slot said, and it's a normal reaction from a player who is good enough to play for us. And I say that mildly because he has been so outstanding for this club for so many years and will be for us in the future. Yeah, of course, a player isn't happy not playing. He wasn't the only one who wasn't happy that he wasn't starting, I can tell you. And that's normal, but the way he behaved was as you would expect from the professional he is. He was very supportive for his teammates. Handled himself really well during the day and yesterday in the session as well. You cannot be a player that is available every 3 days and plays to those high standards if you go with your emotions. But for Mo, he is so disciplined and knows what to do to stay fit, no matter if he plays well, doesn't play well, if he plays or if he doesn't play. He will always be that top professional. And that's what he was the last 2 days. Slot reveals when Salah will depart for AFCON. Slot, meanwhile, has revealed that Salah will depart for the African Cup of Nations on Tuesday, December 15th. If his country, Egypt, go all the way, Salah will be absent until Sunday, January 18th at least, with the tournament due to kick off on Sunday, the 21st of December. That means he could miss as many as 5 Liverpool games, with his last game for the Reds before his departure coming against Brighton on Saturday, December 12th. Yeah. We have been told a date to release him, he said. I think FIFA does this, I don't know exactly. But it's December 15th. But as always in these situations, there is a player involved. There is the nation involved, Egypt in this situation, and the club. And there is always talks about what is best for all three of us. I think the way we've worked at this club is that there is always a communication between all three, the player, the club and the country, so that is nothing new. That is always the same, when they come back. When they go, FIFA did this and said the 15th is the last day they have to be released. What are 6 pundits saying about Salah's Liverpool benching? Alan Shearer was one of the first to react to Salah dropping to the bench, praising the manager for not being afraid to make a big call and arguing that the decision was justified. Off the back of some below-par performances from the 33-year-old.T&T Sport pundit Peter Crouch argued the decision was vindicated, saying it was a necessary decision to fix Liverpool's deep-rooted problems. The former Red striker is adamant that no individual should be considered bigger than the club and that his subpar performances had merited Slot's decision. Those comments followed Wayne Rooney's claims, after the England legend suggested Slot had to make the brave call to axe Salah to save his own skin, with the Dutchman's job on the line following a barren run. Jamie Carragher, meanwhile, agreed, feeling Salah's drop in standards meant his place on the bench was needed by Liverpool if they were to turn the corner, labeling the 4-1 home defeat to PSV Eindhoven as the final straw. Carragher had previously criticized the Egyptian for failing to address the media during the club's wretched form. Phil Ugalka, meanwhile, felt Salah could consider himself unlucky, arguing it was an easier decision to drop Salah than a key defensive player like Virgil van Dijk, and also noting that the winger's historically ridiculous numbers meant he would return to form sooner rather than later, despite acknowledging a tendency to go missing at times. And finally, John Aldridge insists Slot made the right call, but is adamant that Salah is not finished yet as a top-tier player, while also revealing he did not want him reinstated to the starting lineup anytime soon. Latest Liverpool news, stunning Bellingham claims, Semenyo concerns. Meanwhile, hugely ambitious reports in the Spanish press claim Liverpool have made contact with Jude Bellingham's representative in order to convince the midfielder to move to Anfield, after the England star came under fierce criticism in the Real Madrid press and with Xabi Alonso told to get rid. Elsewhere, sources have revealed Liverpool remain at the front of the queue to sign Antoine Semenyo, but must fight off a potential Manchester City hijack, and with the Bournemouth star eager to hear what Pep Guardiola's side has to say. Finally, Fabrizio Romano has revealed whether there is any truth to rumors that Liverpool have made contact with Jurgen Klopp over an Anfield return as a potential replacement for the under-pressure Slot. Mohamed Salah's reaction to being dropped told Slot exactly what he needed to know. Mohamed Salah reacted exactly as you would imagine after he was taken out of the Liverpool team to face West Ham United. Slot says, with the Reds boss facing a big decision on the Egyptian midweek. With Florian Wirtz excelling as the number 10 and Dominic Szoboszlai doing well from the right, Liverpool looked much better balanced with Salah on the bench. But with its starman capable of scoring a huge volume of goals at his best, it remains the case that Slot will be looking to find a way of playing that suits everyone. Wirtz and Alexander Isak will not be able to play 90 minutes against Sunderland, and then Leeds this week with their minutes being managed, and Salah will get the chance to remind everyone of his worth. And Slot has outlined how the Liverpool number 11 reacted to the news that he would be among the substitutes for the trip to West Ham, where he wasn't even called upon from the bench. That is a fair assumption that he was disappointed not to start, and a normal reaction from a player that is good enough to play for us, Slot said in his pre-Sunderland press conference. I say it mildly because he has been so outstanding for this club for so many years and will be for us in the future. Of course, a player is not happy he isn't playing. He was not the only one who wasn't happy he wasn't starting, I can tell you, and that's normal. But the way he behaved is what you would expect from the professional he is. He was very supportive of his teammates, handled himself really well during the day. And yesterday in the session as well. You cannot be a player that's available every 3 days and play at those high standards if you go with your emotions. But Mo is so disciplined, and he knows what he has to do to stay fit. No matter if he plays well, doesn't play, or if he doesn't play, he will always be that top professional. That is what he's been in the last few days. Against Sunderland on Wednesday, Salah could find himself back in the starting sheet. There is an argument that a fired-up version of the player, who will depart for AFCON in a couple of weeks, could even be exactly what is needed to get him going again.
Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.